1 p.m. on Saturdays. Home visits and emergency services are also available. Call 448-0100, WhatsApp 276-5213 or visit any of their locations. Cross Street, Roseau, Pickard, Portsmouth, Marigot or Grand Bay. Lafayette House Medical Laboratory. My choice, your choice, our choice.
Catalia Popone, the winner of the 2024 DBS Radio National Reading Competition, goes live this Saturday, December 14, 2024, as he reads the 115 news package. Tune in this Saturday on all DBS Radio's frequencies and social media platforms to hear Catalia Popone live on DBS Radio and DBS Radio's social media pages. Catalia Popone reads the 1315 news.
Fair and balanced, unbiased and clear, concise and accurate. This is the DBS Evening News. Here now is your presenter with the headlines.
In the headlines, a gospel festival for Dominica will be launched tomorrow. In the news from the region, Guyana government increases the salary for public servants, and internationally, Zambia's ex-president barred from seeking re-election. The details of these stories and more coming up next.
Catalia Popone, the winner of the 2024 DBS Radio National Reading Competition, goes live this Saturday, December 14, 2024, as he reads the 115 news package. Tune in this Saturday on all DBS Radio's frequencies and social media platforms to hear Catalia Popone live on DBS Radio and DBS Radio's social media pages. Catalia Popone reads the 1315 news.
DBS News.
And welcome back. A gospel festival for Dominica will be officially launched tomorrow. The Gospel Festival will take place at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium on December 28 for 2024 from 7 p.m. Communications and Public Relations Specialist of Discover Dominica Authority, Monel Alexis, says the official launch offers a fantastic opportunity to engage the festival organizers and learn more about the event.
We invite you to join us for the live media launch of the Gospel Festival on December 11th, starting at 2:30 p.m. on the Dominica Festival's Facebook page. Tune in to learn more about what's in store for the festival, taking place on December 28th at 7 p.m. at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium. Don't miss this exciting announcement. Be sure to follow us or other media houses live.
Communications and Public Relations Specialist of Discover Dominica Authority, Monel Alexis. And the preliminary inquiry into the matter which involves murder accused Jonathan Laurel and Robert Snyder has been adjourned to February 10 for 2025. Laurel and Snyder are on remand at Stoke Farm Prison for the murder of Eco Resort owner Daniel Langlois and Dominic Marchand in the Gallio area in December 2023. The accused, Laurel and Snyder, appeared in court this morning for the preliminary inquiry, but lead counsel for the state, Thomas Astafans, told DBS News the matter was adjourned to give the defense team more time to review certain documents.
Defense requiring some time, justifiably, to go over the documents which have been made available for inspection to them. And a couple statements we were able to file only yesterday due to the late submission from the lab of the ballistic results. So the magistrate kindly adjourned to give them time to get acquainted with those things.
The prosecution is optimistic and you have a strong case as far as you're concerned?
Given my history as a defense lawyer over 38 years, and my history of prosecuting over those 38 years as well. Having reviewed the evidence that the state has, I am confident of the strength of the case. But we're dealing with law, we're dealing with human beings. Human beings give evidence, and therefore anything can happen. So I never predict any outcome. All I can say is that we will do our best with what we have in the interest of the people of Dominica. That's all I can say.
And that was a leader counsel for the State King's Council, Thomas Astafan. And the Dominica Export-Import Agency, DEXIA, in collaboration with a Caribbean Export Development Agency, will host a series of 4 training sessions on topics relating to aspects of intellectual property during the period December 2024 to March 2025. The training sessions are aimed to increase capacity, create awareness and exposure of small and medium-sized enterprises or SMEs, such as agro-processors, musicians, artisans, and persons involved in the services sector, to knowledge of pertinent details related to intellectual properties or IPs. In a press statement, Dexia says the training sessions will address the consequences and benefits attached to intellectual properties or IPs. The first session will be facilitated by Mr. McCarthy Marie and will be held tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Dexia's conference room and will focus on topics such as branding, trademarks, service marks, and collective marks. The other sessions will focus on copyright, trade secrets, patents, industrial designs, geographical indications. To participate in the session, SMEs must be registered and operating within Dominica for more than 2 years, and participants are encouraged to bring a laptop or suitable device to be able to actively participate in the session. Still in this evening's national focus, the Ministry of Education has announced that students of the Goodwill Secondary School will be relocated to the Newtown Primary for a new school term in January. Acting Chief Education Officer Dr. Jeffrey Blaise says the decision was taken to facilitate the completion of the construction works on the Dominica Grammar School. The students of the Goodwill Secondary were housed at the Dominica Grammar School following the passage of Hurricane Maria.
In order to expedite the completion of works at the Dominica Grammar School side, the Ministry of Education has taken a decision to relocate some of the students who are currently using that facility, and more specifically, in this case, we are talking of the Goodwill Secondary students. We recognize that having the 2 groups of students, both the DGS students in the morning and the Goodwill Secondary School students in the afternoon, has impacted the completion of the works in terms of the timeline, because you would well imagine that the contractors have very little time to operate if the entire day is used by the students. This measure is a very short-term one because we have been assured that the works will be completed in a very short timeline, and in order to ensure that the contractors have access to the site during the daytime for works, we decided to relocate the students. So as we speak, that is where we are with Newtown and Goodwill. We continue our sensitization process with our stakeholders to ensure that we cover all grounds in terms of their questions and their challenges so that we have a smooth transition come January. You would also appreciate that we started this process quite early because we felt that we needed to give ourselves enough planning time during the holidays so that by January the students will be able to transition smoothly. So that is why we had the meetings, since a couple of weeks ago to ensure that everything would have been in place by then.
Dr. Blaise says the Ministry of Education held discussions with parents and stakeholders of both institutions before going ahead with the plan.
We have since had meetings with the parents and the staff of Goodwill Secondary, the stakeholders who are most impacted. That has been discussed with them. Last week we met with the parents and we explained our plans to them. They asked questions, we gave feedback, and they had some suggestions with the staff and the parents for improvement of the plan, which we took into consideration. And we subsequently we had a meeting with the Newtown Primary staff and the Newtown Primary parents. On the move, you would well be aware and you would appreciate the fact that the Ministry of Education ensures that stakeholder collaboration is a significant part of our operations. We don't take things for granted. We ensure that we meet our stakeholders and discuss with them whatever plans the ministry may have. And as I always say, we have a responsibility to ensure that we give parents options, but we also plan as part of the process. It is not in keeping with our mandate to not plan, you understand, and get to parents with nothing. We would have plans, plan A, plan B, plan C, and then we'll bring it to parents and they would get the feedback on those. And in keeping with that, approach our parents. So we had those 2 meetings with both groups of stakeholders.
He adds that the ministry will ensure the necessary resources are put in place for the transportation of students to and from the location.
Well, we worked the numbers. We ensured that even before we met the stakeholders, we would have worked the numbers and ensure that the plan makes sense. Well, the Ministry of Education has been taking care of transportation needs for students in the past, so it's nothing new. So it's not like we're going to be expecting the students to be taking the bus to there. We will be busing the students. You know, we are working the numbers right now, so we'll be busing the students to the site, busing them to and from the site, and they will be operating in the afternoon. So the intention is that Newton will operate from 8 o'clock to 12:30, and then at 1 o'clock to 4:45 the Goodwood Secondary School will be using that facility. We have also made arrangements for some of the technical areas that the students are going to be embarking upon as part of their school programs. So for instance, for the ADPM, Newton Primary School already has a computer lab which will be making use of, and the other areas like food prep and so on. Will be ensuring that with the necessary resources in place to ensure that the students benefit from the delivery of the curriculum in that regard.
And that was Acting Chief Education Officer Dr. Jeffrey Blaise. And former Director of Public Prosecutions, Evelina Baptist, says systematic change is needed in order to properly address the issue of backlogged cases at the court. Baptist told the Legally Speaking program last night the continued backlog of cases is affecting the rule of law in Dominica.
The issue of that is not really just having a new magistrate, having another judge, having extra magistrates. It has happened over and over, and there's still backlog. It means that you have to make changes to your system. The system that we have driving the criminal process, in itself, it does not anticipate how crimes and how systems are committed in the 21st century. Some of them are based on 16th and 17th century laws. The Magistrates Court of Procedure, for example, it's an 1891 Act. The Evidence Act is an 1864 Act. This legislation did not contemplate. And I'm telling you that as a practitioner, because when I came onto the bench as a magistrate, I didn't come to be a magistrate of adjournment or a court of adjournment. The first day I came, I got a list of 70-something matters. The second day, I got a list of 17 matters. No human magistrate can do 72 matters in a day. It's not like you go into a bank and tell her going to cash you some money. It's hearing evidence that have to be written and has to be assessed. So there are a lot of factors. We need to work on that. It is really affecting the rule of law in Dominica. We have not been able to deal with backlog. In fact, we have not had a comprehensive system to deal with backlog. And if we did, we would have found out some of those things and make trials less long.
And that was a former Director of Public Prosecutions, Evelina Baptist. And a training session on project management and an open discussion are amongst key events for the 65th anniversary of JCI Dominica. The activities, which began on December 8th and end on December 14th, are being held under the theme From Vision to Impact. Outgoing President of JCI Dominica, Shauna Harris Joseph, has more.
JCI Dominica celebrates 65 years of transforming the lives of young people and building impactful leaders. This milestone week will feature the hosting of our National President, Merita Hyacinth, being the first Dominican to serve at the highest level on the national board. This week, we will be engaging in a training session on project management by National President Merita. On the anniversary day, December 12th, we will have an open discussion among past and present members where we will share our stories, achievements, and where we would like to see the organization go in the future. On Friday, we will call on everyone locally, across the region, and internationally to share any fond memories they have of JCI Dominica and tag us on our social media pages. The anniversary week will culminate with our installation and award ceremony, where we will reflect on the past year, install the new board for 2025, and show appreciation to our hardworking, dedicated members. JCI Dominica's anniversary is a testament to the dedication and passion of its members and the support of its partners and community. We give thanks to our founding fathers, Senator Stanley Fedel and Senator Bernard Yankee, for bringing this noble organization to our shores.
And that was outgoing President of JCI Dominica, Shauna Harris Joseph. And on the feature segment of the news, we focus on beekeeper Edmund O'Dane of the Vacaz Penville area. Mr. O'Dane began his beekeeping journey just about 2 years ago and says the accomplishments have been remarkable. He says without Nathaniel Lovell, a former president of the National Beekeepers Cooperative Society, it may not have been possible. Beekeeper Edmund O'Dane is the feature on our evening news.
But it started really on December 5th, 2022, when I saw a swarm and I called him in to get it for me. Honestly, I was very afraid of bees. I was afraid of bees because I did not understand beekeeping and how bees operate. So when he came, he took a pail. He asked me for a pail, and he just put on the veil, and shook the bees in and give me the pill to hold. I'm saying, but not finally madman. Yeah, I can do that. He said, no man, hold that. I was a bit afraid, but I trusted him. And it started from there. Where that day I became officially a beekeeper. Right, then the program came about and I applied and was successful. And he became my teacher. Nathaniel really helped me a lot. My fear for bees, totally gone. Because anytime I come in this beehive, in the beehive, Nathaniel always say, no gloves. No gloves in my beehive. So, me being still afraid sometimes, operating my little shy way, until now, I'm so comfortable and confident that I go in my hives without any gloves or anything like that. All right, so in the program, I learned the general thing of beekeeping, the importance of bees, and the importance of bees to agriculture. Although I was an agriculture teacher and did agriculture at the college, I never ever imagined and knew the importance of bees like that. Nathaniel really enlightened me. So now I can start off a hive, which I did. I started from the nuke, and now I have 8 hives. Inspection, what to look for during inspection, even though I don't physically see the queen, what signs I should look for to know that a queen is there or was there not too long ago. So now I used to be a teacher, but I feel I can teach people now how to go about doing bee rearing and honey production. I want to say that's a new form of employment. I would say I can leave whatever I'm doing and do beekeeping now for a living. I see myself can survive on beekeeping.
And that was the beekeeper Edmund O'Dane taking us to the end of this evening's featured segment and National Focus. Up next is news from the region and international.
Catalia Popone, the winner of the 2024 DBS Radio National Reading Competition, goes live this Saturday, December 14, 2024, as he reads the 115 news package. Tune in this Saturday on all DBS Radio's frequencies and social media platforms to hear Catalia Popone live on DBS Radio and DBS Radio's social media pages. Catalia Popone reads the 1315 news.
DBS News.
And welcome back. Now news from the region. Guyana's President Irfan Ali has announced a 10% retroactive salary increase for all public servants and states that people with academic qualifications will also benefit financially as of January next year. Ali said that the public servants will also receive an 8% increase in their salaries in 2025 and that these new wage packages follow talks with the Guyana Public Service Union or GPSU. He also stated, in addition to the government, it will work on various salary scale adjustments from next year in a move aimed at guaranteeing that the workers take home more money monthly. And internationally, Zambia's top court has barred former President Edgar Lungu from standing for re-election in 2026. The Constitutional Court ruled that the 68-year-old politician had already served the maximum 2 terms allowed by law. Lungu was the first elected president in January 2015 to serve the remaining 20 months of his predecessor's term. President Mikhail Sata had died in office in October 2014. Lungu had argued that this should not count as he did not serve a full 5-year term, but the court disagreed, reversing previous rulings that had cleared him to run 3 years ago when he lost the elections. Well, this brings us to the end of this evening's news. Up next is sports.
Covering the nation and beyond, DBS Sports Report.
Christmas in this year. Mom, can I have this?
We have an extra $400 from Flow. You can have everything you want.
More gifts with Flow. With Christmas in, win weekly prices up to $10,000 in cash. Sign up for a postpaid bundle or a broadband plan.
We Christmasing with free groceries from Flow, plus a chance to win weekly prizes and up to $10,000 cash. Head over to your nearest Flow store or visit discoverflow.co. Flow, we Christmasing.
More gifts with Flow.
And welcome to your DBS Evening Sports package for the Tuesday, December 10th, 2024. First off, we bowl off with some cricket news here. T2 Gorge Splashers picked up their second win of the tournament, while Stephen Natram cracked a power win half a century to guide the Barana Ote Warriors to victory as the Dream 11 Nature Isle T10 tournament continued Tuesday at the Winter Park. Our sports editor Gavin Richards has more on this report.
Half centuries for Stephen Natram and Sholon George, the highlights of day number 4 of the 6th edition of the Dream 11 Nature Isle T10 tournament. Well, let's begin with Stephen Natram as he hit an unbeaten half century to guide the Barana Ote Warriors to a comfortable win over the Sari Sunrisers in the first of 2 matches on Tuesday at Windsor Park. Well, the Barana Ote Warriors made 121 for 1 in their 10 overs batting first. Stephen Natram got 75 not out. Daniel McDonald 20 not out. The two shared a 72-run partnership to take the Warriors to that imposing total. GM Benjamin got 18. Well, Jason Vidal, he picked up 1 for 24 for the Sari Sunrisers. The Sunrisers in search of 122. Well, they could only get 92 for 5. Darren Ned got 51 and Darren Benter of 17. Daniel McDonald, he picked up 1 for 6, and Kamal Hamilton 1 for 23. Gillan Tyson 2 for 15. The Barana Ote Warriors there winning that match comfortably in the end. Stephen Natram was named the man of the match.
Yes, most definitely. It was a bit difficult at the start, but batting with the skipper, we spoke just bat it through, get all the way to the end.
All right, you said it was a bit difficult at the start. So what sort of adjustments you made, to really kick things off?
Well, for one down, it was a bit up and down between the pace and the bounce. It was just adjusting, playing shots, trying in different areas to score.
All right, and this knock, how do you think this is going to help you moving forward? I know we spoke earlier and you're hoping to get some runs.
Well, most definitely a boost to my confidence. Looking forward to the rest of the game to get many more runs.
Well, that was the man of the match, Stephen Natram. Let's hear from the winning captain, Gian Benjamin of the Barana Ote Warriors.
Yeah, thanks. I must say it was a very good effort by the guys. It wasn't easy, like Stephen mentioned. It was a bit up and down, but I feel we adjusted very well, and it just goes to show the depth in our batting, and no matter the start we get, we can still catch up at the end.
All right, bowling-wise, I'm sure you must have some, good remarks or good reviews for your bowlers, especially the way things have been going so far in the tournament for you guys, to be so confident out there with the ball.
I think the bowlers, they did very well, especially sticking to the plans. They made the plans clear to me as the captain, and it was very easy as the captain set in the field, and the guys stuck to the plan and bowled the ball to the right area, and that's what I think helped us to restrict them.
All right, very quickly, what do you take from this win?
2 points, also motivation going forward. We have a rest day tomorrow, so we'll just have a chat and look forward to the rest of the games.
Barana Ote Warriors captain Gian Benjamin. Tyrone Theophil is captain of the Sari Sunrisers team.
Honestly, we gave it away with the ball in the 6th over, and just give the batsman the ball on bat.
Yeah, because you guys started off well with the ball. You know, the Warriors are under a little bit of pressure. What basically do you think the bowlers did wrong?
But I would like to congratulate the batsman, Mr. The way he batted, he stayed and he stick there and we put our bowlers under pressure. And that's why that happened.
Batting wise, do you think you maybe could have done anything differently?
Yeah, honestly, he had to go back to the bowlers, and we just gave away at least 15 runs too much.
In the other game on Tuesday, Sholon George got a half century as the T2 Gorge Splashers made it 2 wins in a row as they kept the Indian River Rowers winless as that competition continued Tuesday afternoon. T2 Gorge Splashers batting first made 113 for 6 in their 10 overs. Sholon George got 52 not out, Dylan Douglas 31 and Noel Leo 10. Well, we had Lee Louisi taking 3 for 21 for the Indian River Rowers and Sadrak Descartes 1 for 14. The Rowers, in reply, they reached 110 for 7 with Kavem Hodge getting 41, Diony Roll 35, Dylan Douglas, he picked up 2 for 11, Ryan Williams 1 for 21, Lex McGlaw 2 for 8, and Sherwin Labassiere 1 for 13. So in the end, a 3-run victory for the T2 Gorge Splashers. Well, the T10 action will continue on Wednesday with the Detroit T2 Gorge Splashers taking on the Valley Hikers in the first match at 12 o'clock. The second game will see the Sari Sunrisers battling the Champagne Reef Divers. For DBS Sports, Gavin Richards reporting.
And a special thanks to Gavin Richards for that excellent ball-by-ball in-depth reporting here. Still in some cricket news, Jaden Sills was terrorizing with the ball and Brandon King got a big half-century as the West Indies coasted to an easy 7-wicket win over Bangladesh to take an unbeatable 2-0 lead in their 3-match ODI series this afternoon. Bangladesh took first knock and were bowled out for 227. Mahmudullah got a 62, Jaden Sills picked up 4 for 22, and the West Indies replied with 230 for 2, with Brandon King getting 82 and Evan Lewis 49. Casey Carty got a 45, and the West Indies won by 7 wickets and lead the 3-match series 2-0. Still in some sports here, the Christian Union Primary School and the Roosevelt Douglas Primary walked away with the top spots in the Sports Division Primary Schools cross-country finals. The finals were held on Monday at the Botanic Gardens. Godwin Dorset of the Sports Division has more in this report.
The Christian Union Primary School and the Roosevelt Douglas Primary School walked away with the top girl and boys position, respectively, while in the team category, the Christian Union Primary School and the Sineku Primary School captured the team girls and boys, respectively. Individual results, we had Eden Nesty of the Christian Union Primary School. She ran a time of 1943.6 for first place, followed by Cherish Lucien of Sineku, 1949.5, and Casey Martin of Goodwill Primary School, 1953.8. In the boys category, Omari Caesar repeated his fate as he won gold. Omari of the Roosevelt Douglas Primary School, he ran a time of 14:37.7, while Joshua Hippolyte of the Wesley Primary School came in second with 14:49.8. Micah Matthew of the Sineku Primary School came in third with 15:02. In the team competition, the Christian Union Primary School won first place with 64 points, followed by the Sineku Primary School with 72 points, and the Wesley Primary School in third place with 86 points. In the boys category, Sineku won with 51 points, and followed by the Roosevelt Douglas Primary School, 78 points, and the Goodwill Primary School, 96 points. The cross-country championship of the sports division will continue on Wednesday when the secondary schools will come together at the Botanical Gardens at 10 o'clock for the secondary schools cross-country final.
And that was Godwin Dorset of the sports division. And the management of the DSFC Football Club say they intend to do everything in their power to have their suspension from the Dominica Football Association overturned. The club was suspended last week following a bottle throwing incident in their semi-finals match with the Do It Center Mighty Avengers. Club manager Mervyn Johnson says the club was not responsible for the bottle throwing incident and the suspension of this team is unfair.
Our understanding was a bottle was thrown on the field. Hence the reason why the game was called to a premature end. And the person that sent the bottle from our investigation has nothing to do with our team. So we're in a state of confusion as to why it really reached there.
All right, so what is the next step of action for the club?
Well, our next step, we're waiting on what we sent a letter to the DFA stating again, refuting the suspension. But what we would like to know, you stated that we really want clarity on what the next move as relates to the stage of the competition, because we're in a semi-finals. We have invested a lot into to get here. Players have left their jobs in other islands, traveled to Dominica via boat or plane, and that would expense as well. So we really want to know, because we have invested a lot into this competition, and we would like to know where we're going from here.
And that was the DS club manager Mervyn Johnson. DSFC will have some more time to voice the concerns as they will be guests on the Off the Field program on Wednesday. Meantime, the Dominica Football Association PRO Ebby Lawrence did state last week that the status of the semi-finals will be reviewed following the ruling from the disciplinary committee and executive meetings. Meantime, the Division 1 quarter-finals match between RC Doctors and the Wayne George Academy, that match is still in limbo. It was scheduled to be played last weekend but did not take place. The DBS sports team will continue to follow on that story. Right now we go to Mr. Joseph Fadul with the latest in some football action.
Thank you very much, Hassan Robinson. Let's bring you some scores in some under-20 football this afternoon. The Sports Division Secondary Schools football continued today with two matches. In the under-20 division in Newtown or at Newtown, Dominica State College A defeated the Goodwill Secondary School 9-1. National players Kian Thomas scored 5 goals. Demario Challenger won and Philip Matthew got a hat-trick for DSC. Josimar Gustav got the lone goal for GSS. Over at the Benjamin's Park in the under-15 division, Dominica Grammar School defeated the Portsmouth Secondary School 4-2. Gavante Del Sol and Sherwin Dangler scored 2 goals each for the DGS. Hassani Ambo scored both goals for the PSS. Hassan, it's back to you.
All right, thank you, Fadul, for that excellent report here. And in our final story for the sports report this evening, Promex Harlem United captain Kasim Peltier says despite not finishing in third place in the Premier League, there are still positives to take from their season. Harlem finished in 4th place, missing out on a 3rd place finish after failing to beat Bafa State FC in their last game of the season. Peltier says it was a good end to the season following the slow start.
I was going for the 4th place, but unfortunately we come out of a draw. We're just giving thanks.
All right, Kasim, 4th place for Harlem, but given the slow start that the club had, I'm sure you can take some positives at the end of the season.
Yeah, you can take positives at the end of the season, a lot of positives. Because right about now, we finished the second round undefeated. We came out 4th place in the President's Cup, but that wasn't our goal. We fall short big time by our goal. But from where we start in the beginning of the season, we're saying thank you to the players and to the management.
And that was the Promex Harlem United captain Kasim Peltier taking us to the end of this evening's sports news as well as national focus and news. And a special thanks to the DBS and News and Sports team and link personnel DJ Halo Boy.
Christmas in this year.
Can I have this? We have an extra $400 from Flow. You can have everything you
More
want.
gifts with Flow. With Christmas in, win weekly prices up to 10,000 in cash. Sign up for a postpaid bundle or a broadband plan.
We Christmas in with free groceries from Flow. Plus, a chance to win weekly prizes and up to $10,000 cash. Head over to your nearest Flow store or visit discoverflow.co. Flow, we Christmasing.
More gifts with Flow.
DBS
DBS Radio gives you top quality service over any other for live streaming of funerals. Call us today at 448-3282.
Good evening, welcome to the evening edition of the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. It's the 10th day of December 2024. We begin with this evening's edition of the DBS Radio Death Announcements. We announce the death of Odette John, better known as Miss Odette, and Didette, age 90, of Cottage, who resided at Zikak, Portsmouth and Portersville. She died on Thursday, the 7th of November, at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. She was the mother of Bertie and Jeffrey Jeffers and Eric Alcid, Dr. Kathleen Moy Jeffers Andre, and Ermine Alcid. She will also be remembered by her 17 grandchildren, her grandsons, Bertie Jr., Bertiste, Bradley, and Gabriel Jeffers, Antoine, Alex, and Eric Alcid Jr., Alden and Algerson Andre, granddaughters, Tessa Jeffers Loftus, Natasha and Sophie Jeffers, Jacinta, Erin, Rika, and Sawana Alcid, and Josmine Flosak. 15 great-grandchildren, 3 brothers, Theophile, Laura, and Octavius John. 2 daughters-in-law, Ifia Alcid and Jennifer Jeffers, son-in-law, Alexon Andre, aunt, Helen Dubois in London, uncle, Maurice Dubois in the United States, nieces, Claudia Daly, Vilna and Betha Daniel, Martina, Marissa, Louise, Lauren, Jacqueline, Maudlin, and Vanessa John, Martil, Benedict, Lowance, and Dila Pierre Joseph, nephews, Davidson, Derek, Andrew and Augustus Daniel, Bernard John Alexis, Simon John, Jean-Jacques and Richard Pierre Joseph, 20 grand-nieces and nephews, 10 great-grand-nieces and nephews. Close relatives, the Dubois family of Cottage and Penville, Edmund, Jacob, Louis, Madeleina Laville and the Valeries from Penville, Seraphine Wallace and family from Clifton, Helen, Annie Peter and Jean Cornelius, Angel Seaman Romaine, Doreen Austrian family, Sebastian Roy and family, and the Victor family of Cottage, the Lavilles, Evangeline Hugh and family, Cognet, Seaman, Royer, Romaine, and Pierre Joseph families of Cottage, Penville, and Portsmouth, also Gifford Irish and siblings. Close friends and neighbors, Magnolia Lewis, Miss Rosmer, Miss Valerie, Belinda Charles, Mary Wilshire, Phyllis Benjamin, the Corner, Nanton, and Corbett families of Portsmouth, neighbors in Portersville, Charlo, Corny, Margaret, and Curtis, the management and staff of Fruits and Flowers as well. The body of the late Odette John, better known as Miss Odette, and Didette of Cottage, who resided at Zikak, Portsmouth, and Portersville, can be viewed from 12:30 p.m. on the 14th of December at the Portsmouth Roman Catholic Church. The funeral mass will take place at 1 p.m. and will be followed by interment at the Portsmouth Catholic Cemetery. We announce the death of Roy Smith, better known as Lapo Roy, age 53, of Salisbury, who resided at Portsmouth. He died on Wednesday, the 27th of November, at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. The funeral arrangements for the late Roy Smith, better known as Lapo Roy of Salisbury, who resided at Portsmouth, will be given in a subsequent announcement. The management and staff of DBS Radio extends deepest condolences to the family of the late Odette John, better known as Miss Odette, and Didette of Cottage, who resided at Seacock, Portsmouth and Portersville, and also to the family of the late Roy Smith, better known as Lapo Roy of Salisbury, who resided at Portsmouth.
And now, your Community Bulletin Board.
Let's present to you the general announcements on this evening's edition of the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. The WASCO informs customers in Soufriere and Scott said that their water supply will be interrupted on Wednesday, the 11th of December, between the hours of 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. This is for the purpose of carrying out system maintenance. The WASCO regrets any inconvenience which may be caused and thanks customers for your cooperation and understanding. Members of the Grand Bay Cooperative Credit Union and the public are informed that both offices will be closed at 1 p.m. on Wednesday, the 11th of December, for staff members to attend a training. Any inconvenience caused is deeply regretted. Members of the Marigot Cooperative Credit Union Limited and the general public are informed that all their offices will be closed at 12 p.m. on Wednesday, the 11th of December, to facilitate a staff training. Management takes this opportunity to thank its members for their understanding and regret any inconvenience caused as a result. Come to the end of this evening's edition of the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. Thank you very much for joining us. Of course, the next edition is tomorrow morning from 6:10 a.m. with the morning edition of your death announcements. And then we continue at approximately 7:40 a.m. with the morning edition of your general announcements on DBS Radio. Don't forget to hear your announcements on the nation station, DBS Radio, where everyone listens. Come into the sales and marketing team's office Mondays through Fridays between the hours of 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Also, you can give us a call, 448-3282, 448-3283, same times and days mentioned, except holidays.